Okay, here we go. Simple video to age yourself. So here I have two files open. These files are in the healing brush folder under teacher handouts. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to use our move tool, and we're going to click and drag the image of the old man over to my image right there, and then we could actually close this file. Now, in order to line these up, we need to take the opacity of that old man layer, which I'm going to call old man, down to about 50%. So change the opacity. What we're going to do is we're going to try to line up the eyes, and right here you can see I'm going to need to transform it. So that's Control T, transform, and try to get these eyes lined up with my eyes. You might have to turn it a little bit depending on the image that you use. And when you get it close, just hit enter or double click. Okay, so now we have the old man lined up with me. The next thing we want to do is we want to change this opacity to about 60%, and we're going to change our blending mode here to overlay. Okay, so the old man layer now has an opacity of 60 and a blending mode of overlay. If you looked at just the layer itself, it would look like that. We're almost done actually. The last few things we need to do is right down here we need to add a layer mask, again to the old man layer, and then we're going to select a paintbrush here, and we're going to set our paintbrush up as follows. Somewhere around 40 pixels big, okay, and of a hardness I would say around 65%. Now, if you remember from our old lessons, prior lessons, black reveals and white conceals. So we want black on top, and we got to make sure we're actually in the activated layer mask there. And then we can start simply erasing. And I can make my brush a little bigger to facilitate this, go a little faster. Now, something you need to know about your brush, you can change the opacity of your brush right here. Right now I would be at 100% just to get rid of the edges of my my layer. But as you can see, as you will see, when we start moving into the details of the face, my brush opacity is going to change a little bit. So let's zoom in here. The nose area right here is kind of a difficult spot. So what I want to do is I want to start changing my opacity here. I got to get these areas to match up a little better. So as I start painting this out, I'm going to lower my opacity because I want them to blend. I want my my skin tones to be kind of seamless here so it looks more believable. Okay, so I keep lowering my opacity and working further and further away from that nose. This is that airbrush effect we talk about. Now, the bottom of the nose is a problem area too, so I'm going to make my brush smaller and the opacity a little darker here. And I want to kind of pick a nose to work with, all right? Either the old man's nose or my nose. I can't have both. Looks a little strange to have both. Okay? And you're going to have to do as best you can. It's not going to be perfect, but you can get it pretty close. You also might notice that the eyes need to be cut out. That's an important step. We want to pick one eyeball, and I'm going to go with mine, not his. Okay, I think it looks a little more convincing if you go with one eye, not two. It looks a little cloudy right now. So I'm basically cutting holes in the eyes right now to reveal my eye underneath. And essentially that's the entire project, is revealing what needs to be revealed and covering up what doesn't. If you make a mistake and you need to fix something, you could always go back and switch it to white right here. Remember, black reveals and white conceals. If you looked at my layer by itself, what you'd see is a ghost image of the old man on top of my face. And again, once you get finished cleaning all this up, that's pretty much it. Two layers to age.